Shout out to the CIA. What's going on, guys? Your godfather is back in a visit. We are back in the style lab behind the scenes. Guys, I've already dropped the video talking about the winning mindset, how winners don't think either or, we think about and. And this is something I also need you guys to focus on. Look, over here, you're going to have to start getting comfortable with social class distinctions. We're talking the language of winning. Masters of the universe is what Ron Wills and BGS Edmore kind of refers them to. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about not being stuck in the white side of town, the black side of town, the Asian side of town, the Hispanic side of town, the Arab side of town. We're talking about being from one place and moving all around the place. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about a man who has options, a man who has social standing, a man who has gravitas. Excuse me. I need you guys to think about this. When you're on some of these channels on YouTube, I need you to ask yourself, do you take people who get on these panels and play these kind of characters? Do you take them seriously? Notice one thing, it is difficult to take someone seriously who has a fake or a pseudonym and has a picture up. People are getting online playing characters, but in the real world, you gotta see Bob, you gotta see Tom, you gotta see Harry, Keith. In the real world, you gotta see Josh, you gotta see Keith, you gotta see Ahmed, you gotta see Jose, and you gotta see Lee. You have to look all those guys in the eye. And when they're out doing what they're doing, you have to look at their body language, their mannerisms, and everything has to line up to where you're like, yeah, man, I buy what that guy is selling. He makes sense. Over here, we're the doctors, the lawyers, the accountants, the engineers, the truck drivers, the contractors. We are the people who run businesses. Now, if you are working your way up, understand something. I count you in our group too. We're like a fraternity. This is the CIA Academy. And each one in the academy, you break it down into different divisions. But when you're outside, you're almost like you're in a fraternity. And when you see your frat brother, your CIA frat brother from around the world, you recognize him as being one of the group. In a fraternity, you have bylaws, you have customs, but you have standard colors, you wear things, you do things alike so other people can recognize you and so you can recognize your brothers. That's a winning mindset. You all know I'm a member of Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity. Yo, baby, yo, baby, yo. I don't care if you were never in a fraternity in college or if you're in a different fraternity. I'm talking about the fraternity of winning. See, when I was at the University of Oklahoma, there were the 8 historically black colleges, fraternities and sororities. There were 8. They call them the Divine Nine, but there were 8 back in my day. But then we had all other manner of fraternities on the campus. Some were social, the majority were social, but you had business fraternities, accounting, music, you had everything. How did you organize all that? All those organizations came together under a banner called the Pan-Hellenic Association. All it was is you were in the club, you were in the group. People knew you belonged, you knew the customs, you knew the way things worked. That's what you need to think of when you're out there in the world. Do you belong in the club? Are you a part of the group? Where did you get initiated? Where did you cross? Where did you pledge? And then are you in the alumni chapter? Look, man, winning is a team. And a team has all these moving parts. So you can't get out here and think you're on this lone wolf. I'm going to do it on my own, because it doesn't work that way. Making money is a social activity, and you can only get so far working by yourself. You have to sleep, you got to eat, you got to take a break, you got to recharge, you got to rest, and the business needs to go on. It needs to make money. Understand something. This is not going to be a popular message with a lot of people away from here, because it is separating the winners from the losers. I mean, let's be realistic. There is one Super Bowl champion every season. Every other team is a loser. Even the other team that went to the Super Bowl, the Buffalo Bills went 4 times. Went 3 times in 4 years or some craziness. The Buffalo Bills went to the Super Bowl multiple times, but they are known as history's losers. There is no second place trophy. So over here, we got to start running like there's no second place. There's only one. There's one trophy. There's one winner. And I want it to be you. But you got to start with that mindset. Understand, my next video, I'm going to talk about everybody can't win. Everybody can't win, and we all ain't going to make it. The generals draw up the battle plans. The officers command the troops, but the enlisted men got to pull off the maneuvers. Everybody don't make it. People get lost along the way. You got to be prepared to keep going. Boom, he gets shot. Boom, keep going. Winning is brutal. It's savage. That's why I call you a modern, sexy savage. This a ruthless, savage, refined, political, diplomacy, tactical, cunning, sexy, shrewd way of living. Human beings are dangerous prey. That's why the Yautja, the predators, come hunt us, the best of us. Look it up. That's why the best xenomorph in the movie Alien is when it combines with the human. Not a tiger, not a bear, but a little human, because we have a big brain. We can decide what we want to be. What do you want to be? Do you want to be a winner or being second place, which is the first loser? Over here, we win, baby. Straight up.